What do you consider a good scare? Is it the thing that goes bump in the night? The creature under the bed? Or the cycle that's usually on a killing spree? But what is even scarier than all these ideas put together? The idea that we simply have no idea. The fear of the unknown. That fear is often referred to in a genre format known as psychological horror. And what psychological horror is a look at what we fear the most as human beings. The question of the existential and the inexistential. The human psyche and condition. It plays on our perception of what we perceive to be reality and makes us look hard into the mirror at what bothers us the most. The usual outline in this genre is what helps move the story forward. I label it as the norm, the shift, the pull, the bends, and finally, terminus. Keep in mind that this view on how the genre generally plays out is my own, and not every piece of media will follow the same pattern. When in the norm, an obvious impromptu of the word normal, this is where we get the establishment of characters in the world in which we know. We're building a relationship with our characters. The characters are more often than not relatable to the audience because they are just like you and I. They have a schedule, go to work, school, run errands, do chores, visit family, and so on. There are cases, though, where characters do not relate because of personality or just background. Only as the story progresses do they become a little bit more relatable, in the sense that we can identify with their struggle.
What was that noise I heard? I didn't very nice. You howling, doors slamming. I declare, Buddy thinks this house is haunted.
When we reach a shift, it's referring to the fact that there's been a change or alteration in the environment. Sometimes the change is noticeable, and other times it isn't. It can be something placed or removed at an odd spot that is completely out of place, compared to everything else. And in certain cases, the settings we were just handed is about to flat out change. And this might be a little unnerving, because it plays on the tad of the unknown. Our uncomfortable bubble has been poked at. Maybe the characters have something to do with it. Maybe they don't. And the point is, we have to figure it out. The pull is as literal as its namesake. The character can be pulled into a world that is beyond comprehension. The senses can be altered, the perception of time and space absent. Your mind can be the most harmful to you in this situation. Interestingly, the environment could play on the character's own mental state, thoughts, and even emotions. They may not even realize what it is they're looking at because it's all subconscious. A sort of primal instinct every person has. And what we don't know scares us.
What are you afraid of?
And what we think we see and we want to see makes it that much more terrifying. The idea that we want to familiarize ourselves with but said object or thing can't be is known as the uncanny valley. To give a brief description, the uncanny valley describes the relation of how man or woman views objects of creations designed to look and mimic humans in every way, but becomes extremely uncomfortable to look at. It looks human, but does not act human. It's like looking at a robot that you know is a robot on the inside, but on the outside was made to mimic all the physical features of a human being. Or in our case, waving at who we might think is a person in the distance, expecting a human response to wave back, only to have them just stand there and do nothing.
Where do you want to go? Home. This is your home. You're dead.
I'm not dead.
What are you then?
I'm alive.
Then what are you doing here?
The bend is when the character has descended even deeper into the rabbit hole of the world that they are in. The old saying, "it always gets worse before it gets better," couldn't be more accurate. The base levels of our fears are realized here, and at this point, all those subtle changes and oddities found from the shift begin to make sense in this realm. Once pieced together, the solution of the characters or problems are realized, and with a solution comes a conclusion.
Mary? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife.
We now reach Terminus, the finish line, home stretch. The way out is often revealed after the character begins to take a hold of insight. We transition back to normal, usually portrayed as a gateway, a door, or some form of passage. In most cases, the last question on anyone's mind is there a way back in? Warrior War does not affect the world outside, just the person or persons subjected to it. In the very end, not everything is explained. Who or what was seen by characters may relate to them thematically. Some things cannot be explained, which is what makes the genre powerful and frightful at times. Because what we do not understand causes us to think. And when we think, our fears get the better of us.
Which would be worse? To live as a monster? Or to die as a good man?
Teddy?